Hey, welcome to another 90 Day Fiance recap chat. This is Irene, CBiz Media, Faith, Love, and Trends. And you guys know 90 Day Fiance is a reality show that follows couples, one from the US, the other from another country, their ups and downs in their relationship, along with cultural barriers, language boundaries, the whole 90-day deadline to marry so you can reside in the same country with your significant other, and all of those legal ramifications. This is 90 Day Fiance, and this spinoff is Before the 90 Days. So let's catch back up with Daniel and Lisa. They're on their, I wouldn't say honeymoon, what is it called? Engagement, pre-wedding honeymoon, or whatever this is they're doing. Hopping right in the bed first thing. Also getting engaged first thing as well. But, they show them waking up together, and Lisa says, I really felt let down that he didn't want me, and nothing was happening in his manhood area. So they were trying to do something, but there was not a great response. But Daniel, he said he wasn't ready. He told her he was tired, he was stressed. But it looks like the next morning he made up for that. So we see them happy the next morning, canoodling around, and looks like Lisa finally got what she wanted, and she feels, I guess, happy and accepted because what happened. What she wanted to happen happened. So he just needed a little rest, and he handled his business in the morning. So we're going to be kind of flipping back and forth here, guys. Sheena and Forrest, it was a tight squeeze on that tricycle, and I knew it would be. And he said he thought the bus was bad. They get to Sheena's family's house, and they have a really nice place. It's like a bread and breakfast. They have a pool. They have a nice grounds. So Forrest is already thinking, these people don't look like they are desperate for money. So is her story adding up about giving all of her money to the family? He expresses that he feels like he's a loser because he's disabled and doesn't have a job. And I don't think he should feel that way at all. I think he needs to find his place in life, and it may not just be just a job, but something that he can really do that's purposeful. But the family's like, you know what? You do need to bring some money in. But we're going to get back to that in a moment. Stig and Aviva, they're up there nice on, I guess it's still on the boat ride, or maybe it's on another boat, because they inform us that they got together unprotected about 3 times. They made up from their first little argument, and they're heading to his show. But she doesn't want him to sing that song, Vicky, that her aunt and she's heard other people say that this is about a specific woman that he's possibly still dealing with. And he's like, well, everybody loves that song. I don't know how you can expect me to cut that from my set list. She's like, well, if you can, you just cut that song out. Laura finishes her confrontation with Burkhan about his debt issues, and does he just want to use her for a green card? I think the jury may still be out on that, but as far as he's concerned, he's saying that he's really in this. And to really, stop her from talking, he puts the moves on her like in one of those smutty love novels she likes so much. So, she's really trying to discuss this with him. He pushes her against the wall, starts kissing on her. Looks like he takes her back to the room, so he really shuts her up at that point. And she said, this isn't going to end the conversation, but this is like one of her little fantasies of what Burkhan did and how he's handling the situation. And I think he's got her in the palm of his little young hand. Rick and Trisha, they're actually going to go on a romantic trip. Inside the trip that he's taking to see her, they get into their vehicle and she's like, you didn't give me my kiss today. So he has to like really do a lot to get over there and kiss her because he's like a big guy and looks like they're in a little car. So they had their argument as well, and they made up kind of a little bit like Bert, kind of Laura, I'm sure. And Trisha likes to make up in the bedroom. She says it was really good. So she starts expressing how she wants a bikini. She wants him to buy some stuff when they get to their trip, to their romantic destination. And he calls her bougie. She's like, I know you're cheap. And he's like, I'm nobody's sugar daddy. You know that. So daddy's mad right now. He's mad at the little Trisha that she's asking for things and being spoiled. He's like, well, I did pay your rent. You want more? He's like, I could take care of your needs, but I can't give you every little thing that you wanted. I thought you were different, but you're not different. And she expresses, you know what? I thought you were different too, but you're also not different. So is Trisha all about the money in this scenario? Is she bougie? She resists that. Daniel and Lisa are now at the market, and she's never seen anything like this. This is her first time out of the country. There's different types of foods, clothes, people doing hair in the middle of this market. It's just everything going on, right? And she's like excited about what she's seeing. So Daniel wants her to meet his uncle, and that kind of throws her off that she has to prove herself to someone other than Daniel. So they're getting traditional clothes for her to wear to meet up with them. And the lady mentions that she's fat. You know, they have to cut the material and sew it a certain way. So she mentions that she's fat. And it was just kind of she so easily said it like it was nothing. But of course, Lisa was upset by this. And she said, so I'm fat. And Dan's like, no, you're not fat. You're fine. You're fine. So she's getting kind of stressed. I guess they leave that area after they get her clothing. And then it's this special head wrap that she has to wrap around her head, and she doesn't want to look crazy. The lady does it for her, but she's like, I don't know if I could do this. I don't want to look crazy. I don't know what I'm doing. So then she's thinking about how Daniel's kind of controlling. He wants her hair a certain way. And he always asks her to do things a certain type of way. Then she's feeling the pressure of having to meet the uncle. Then he's like, as they're at the restaurant, he's trying to show her the customs of the palm wine and how to eat the fufu. And he's telling her, you have to respect the palm wine. And she's like, well, the way you're talking to me, you're being very rude and loud with me. So why don't you respect it yourself? And then he told her to get up and walk. I don't know if he was trying to see if the palm wine was making her drunk, because he didn't like her response and reaction to how he was talking back to her. So I don't know if he thought he was trying to test her to see if she was drunk. She's like, oh, you want to see me walk? So she just walked right out the door, started vaping. He started getting upset because, he's like, this is not what Christian women do. You're supposed to be a certain way. You're about to meet my uncle. Like, how are we going to handle this? So he's upset about the way she's acting and reacting. She should realize you shouldn't have to keep changing yourself to that degree. If you have to change yourself to be with somebody, then you're not even the right person for them. Like, you need to find someone where you can be you. If you have to change yourself, then you become a whole other person. Then who even are you? You're not the right person for them if you have to become someone else to please them. Stig and Aviva, they go get to his concert or his show. I'm thinking it's going to be a big venue. It looks like it's a club or something like that. And it's not even a huge club. But, she's kind of dancing, trying to look cute in front of him, for his show. So I guess give him some eye candy. But there's so many other women out there. And then he's dancing and flirting. And he does that Vicky song, on stage while flirting with someone that's up there on stage. So Aviva's kind of gets mad. She gets like, she doesn't know what to do. She starts texting. So he sees her out there texting and gets really upset that she's out there texting and zones out of the whole situation. So then let's go to Rick and Trisha. Back to them. They're trying to get over their little argument that they had in the car, do a little beach reset in this beautiful venue. They get a couple coconuts and they're drinking coconut water. He apologizes and lets us know that he was married to a Nigerian woman. And when it came to money, he always feels insecure. He doesn't feel like he's enough. And he asks her, is he enough? And she says, yes, he is. And she says, I just want to make sure you can meet all my needs because I'm leaving everything here and I won't have anything. So I need to know that if I go live with you and marry you and whatnot, that you'll take care of me and meet all my needs. He's like, yeah, I always said I'll meet your needs. I can't say I can meet all of your wants, but I can meet your needs. I mean, at least he's trying to meet her needs. I didn't realize how insecure he was when it came to money. And I feel like I see that with, that might be one of the reasons, again, that we hear the whole thing about men going international, saying they're tired of American women. I think money could be a big issue and a big reason for that. And Javon's done the same thing. He says American women are only about the 6'6", 6 figures, 6 inches. And honestly, I forgot what the other 6 was. But it probably should be 6 feet, but I'm not sure. So American men seems like they can be insecure about the amount of bank and money that they have to please a woman. So they go to these other, other countries where the price of living is less expensive and they maybe feel that they're more secure in themselves in that scenario. And that's what Rick was looking for and trying to do. But I do want to let American men know all women aren't like that. Many women are out here. They just want a good guy that's really trying to be real and contribute, and we can contribute together and work together. Many women are like that in America. You probably run up against some that aren't like that, but there are some good ones still here in the U.S. But I think guys are really just looking for a chance to show who they really are. And I'm not happy about the feeling of insecurity. I feel like it's warranted. You guys have reasons. But I also feel like you should really try to open your mindset and explore more what of other American women. Maybe get out of your comfort zone, date a different type or something. And you may see that you can find what you're looking for. I think some women date outside of the culture too, because one thing I noticed, especially on 90 Day, is that the men are more chivalrous. They treat a lady like a lady. They're more willing to get married and commit and to settle down, where American men feel like they have the pick of the litter and they can just be with multiple women. I feel like men from other cultures can be more traditional in that sense as far as their loyalty, but they can also be a bit controlling, which is kind of what Lisa's experiencing right now. So let's get back into the couples here with Forrest and Sheena. They're ready to sit down and eat with an array of grilled meats and tropical fruits, which is foods of their culture. And, Forrest says usually we let the older people be served first. He's like, well, you're the biggest, we're going to let you get served first. So Dad was kind of making jokes with Forrest, and it was fun. I don't think he was trying to be rude to him. But Forrest says they don't seem to be the evil dragons that that Sheena made them out to be. And they asked him what was he expecting, and he said, well, me and my mom, we were talking, and we were thinking possibly we could be walking into a scam. And he said basically the dad's like, well, we're going to prove you wrong. It's the dad and the sister. The mom wasn't feeling well. So they talk about finances, and he's up front, and I appreciate forced honesty. Sheena acted like she didn't want him to say anything yet. She was telling him just to enjoy his food, but he just said, I'm on disability and I'm not working right now, and that's my situation. So he was asking for their blessing, and Forrest said he got their blessing, but I couldn't tell that at the time. All I heard them say was that you need money to live, and so you really need to get some finances. And he does promise he's going to get a full-time job. Dad does let us know that Sheena's been helpful and he doesn't want to lose that. So I don't know if he said that in front of Forrest, but the producers have him saying that. So sounds like it's some truth to them getting money from her. To what level and how much, I don't know. Did she help them make this whole resort with her check? I don't know. I really don't know. But right now it's looking like Sheena has some splaining to do. Okay, back to Stig and Aviva. After the show, Stig is acting funny. He lets her know basically he didn't like how she zoned out at the show. He was forgetting his line. She was being so rude. All these other girls was into it, but his girl was texting, and he's making her feel some type of way. She was like, well, I didn't mean to do that. I was just trying to, connect with my friends because I didn't know what to do in the scenario and I was uncomfortable. And, to me, Stig was a little bit unreasonable in his attitude. I think he thinks a little bit too highly and too much of himself, like all eyes need to be on him. I don't know how long that concert was. If it was a short concert, I get it, but if they were there for a while, then why can't she do some texting? I mean, she just didn't know how to handle the situation, and she's afraid that she's pushed him away, and she seems too jealous. And I'm sorry, I'm just tired of women being so afraid to express themselves and just to walk on eggshells to keep these guys around. You just slept with this guy multiple times, unprotected, all these things you did to please this guy, and he's getting all upset. You just need to be who you are. And who are you, Aviva? Don't just let this guy walk all over you. He may feel like, hey, she's that type of person that I can just do whatever I want to. She may have low self-esteem, so I can treat her any type of way. He may have that in his mindset. I don't know. But she really needs to stand up. And to me, she didn't do too bad at standing up for herself. And she didn't get too remorseful on him. She apologized, but she said, I feel like I should be able to text if I wanted to text my friends or whatnot. So she didn't take it completely lying down, but I want her to just, feel like she could be herself and be free and talk freely as to how she feels. So hopefully she does that and continues to do that and doesn't just cater to what Stig wants. We're back to Laura and Birkan, right? So Laura's like, I don't know how red the flags are. Maybe they're pink because she just got some and she's happy again. And he put a move on her, so that made her feel good. So again, he knows how to push her buttons and get what he wants out of her. And it seems a little bit too easy, Laura. So they go to this place to make evil eye beads, and he tells us what the evil eye is, and I want nothing to do with an evil eye. But he says it protects you from people that are negative. The evil eye protects you from people that might be against you, and that's kind of their superstition in that country. And he says he's not really superstitious. He believes in facts. But he took her to this place so they can make these evil eye beads and do something arts and craft like, because that's what she's into. So he's not very good at making these evil eye beads. One of them has a tail. And he said he sucks at making these. And he's okay with sucking, saying, sometimes you can suck at stuff. Well, at least he's not that type of machismo guy that has to be perfect. And realizes that you can suck at doing certain things. But you don't want to suck too much to the point where You're not going to try to improve yourself. I'm just stating that. So Laura's like, well, maybe can we talk about your family, your parents? And, so you haven't really told me much about them. He's like, well, my friends are my family. His parents are mad with him at this point because I don't know if it's just because that he's dating her in the first place. And then she thinks about the fact that, hey, my family doesn't like that I'm dating you either. It seems like everyone's against us. And so when he says that his friends are his family, she says, well, Michael's like my friend. He's my family. So he said, bleep Michael. And he's trying to ban her from seeing Michael and ban him from her life. And she's starting to get upset that he's being this controlling about the scenario. And he decides to say, I'm going to walk away and get some peace. And she's not happy about the fact he walked out of the conversation. And finally, with Daniel and Lisa, he apologizes. He goes out there while she's vaping. He's trying to stop her from doing that, but he apologizes and calls her his queen. And, I just feel like this could be a cautionary tale. Lisa kind of puts herself out for real. We see who she really is, and she's not really that nice Christian lady. She's upset. I don't know, she may have started using language. This guy's supposed to be a staunch Christian. She's smoking her vape. She's doing all the things. And she's not able to please him the way that she thought. It's cautionary tale to not just propose, hop into bed, and think you're going to be soulmates with someone that you just met in person. It's different talking online. You can say what you want and present this perfect picture, but in person, you get to know the real person. You can't just hop right in first thing. So guys, that's my take on 90 Day Fiance. Drop your thoughts in the comments and connect with us on our other platforms at cbiztvmedia.com. I'll talk to you next time. Faith, love, and trends. This is Irene. All the best. God bless.